Why is the speed limit dropped down to 47? Oh, looks like rain. It has dropped down to 47. I thought, oh, that would only be short. Makes no sense. I don't have road rage issues. My intolerance for idiots isn't limited just to the road. There you go, told you, back to 65. Well, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Now, hopefully that 3 hours and 20 minutes will take about 15 minutes in game. Real life, not in game, real life. Because that'll be perfect, but I will, when I get to this delivery, end of this delivery, go and take my break, make my coffee, have a bit of a stretch, and then get back into it for the next delivery. And I think when I get back in, the first thing we'll need to do is buy a new truck and hire a new driver. Then we're equal with ATS. Actually, maybe that might be the reason why I have so much trouble in ATS with fines and stuff. Maybe this game sort of feels sorry for ATS. Because it knows it's going to win by a long shot. Because you look at all the fines and everything, I'm still going to end up buying a new truck and a driver way before I did in ATS yesterday. I did it right at the end of the stream yesterday. And I went over by an hour. Oh, not this time. I've already drunk all the soap out of that one. It shouldn't taste like soap again. You would think. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I hope my audio from my voice is okay. I did some more tweaking. I watched yesterday's VOD. I did some tweaking with my audio just to get rid of the bass. I thought I had too much bass in it. So I jumped onto the EQ settings. I've also changed a bit in the compressor settings and the noise gate settings. But I did notice my S's were quite sharp. So hopefully I've just redid the EQ and dropped my mid-range down a bit. And hopefully it's coming through all good. Once again, I just got to remember to watch the VOD after this just to see how it sounds. I could get a program called a de-esser, a filter called a de-esser, but all of them cost money that I don't have. Fortunately, the filters I use are free, and they're really good filters, quite common. A lot of people use them at stream. Yeah, a lot of people suggest them. I watch a couple of videos of a guy who's a sound engineer. He's also a voiceover guy as well. He does a lot of voiceover acting. Hey, you lost me there. What I heard was change sounds after yesterday. Oh, you're talking about the compressor, and I gotcha. The actual filters, Mike, that I use with the microphone, I add them on. So I've got a noise gate, and what a noise gate does is I set it a decibel level where it won't pick up any sounds like background sounds and stuff. It'll only pick up the sound at a certain level, which is probably sometimes it sounds like I cut off or you miss a bit of my speech because it's below that level when I start speaking. Or some of the words in the sentence might cut off. It's because I go below that level. So what the noise gate does is it's just to stop background noise coming through. Now I've got a compressor, and what a compressor does is it sort of, if you get sounds that's too loud, it'll stop it from being loud and reduce the volume on that loudness. And then if there's sounds that are too low, it'll lift that up to be a bit louder. So to basically make that, no matter what, how loud I talk, it should be roughly around about the same volume level. And I also got it added to my desktop audio, because when I'm in this view it's a lot louder than when I'm in the cab view, but hopefully I've got it set up that when I change from views it doesn't come through any louder on the stream. Plus I use a graphic equalizer. Yeah, but there's compressor ones like that. That's what I'd really like, because this one picks up a lot of background noise, and my place isn't soundproof. There's a lot of background noise. My keyboard's really loud, and it's really annoying. So Ducks Oily had one of those, and you have to be really close to the mic to be able to pick up. And that's what I would like to have. I would like to have one of those mics, so you can have better control over it too, so you can have better sound coming through, because I'm all limited to lowering the microphone level on Windows and to try and stop it, and then all sorts of things, having it close, too far away, whatever. It's the one I've got, it's a hassle to set up, and I've been trying to sort out the sound for ages, and I found sort of a place, and I've kept it there for a while, but then I just saw it recently. It's just, my voice is too bassy, and the problem is to set it up, what I do with OBS is I can record me saying something. So I say something, I'll say a sentence, and then I'll put a loud hey in it or something like that. Hey, Haru is funny. Funny, that's right. Funny. How are you? It's been a while. Hope you're all good, bud. Welcome back. Oops, watch what I'm doing, eh? Yeah, well, Mike. Yeah. You're always going to be better off with a PC than a laptop. I can give you an example of that. I had a laptop, which was a gaming laptop. It had an i7 CPU. In fact, the very same CPU that my PC's got. And a pretty good graphics card. But if you get the equivalent on PC of the same CPU and the same graphics card, it'll always work better, because with laptops you get bottlenecking happening quite a lot, which slows the laptop down, which you won't get with the PC. Well, so far this trip's gone without a hitch. That's just as I was saying that, I don't learn, do I? I never learn. I should keep my mouth shut. As soon as I said this trip's gone without a hitch, what happens? Mind you, that was a bit because I was being a little too optimistic and hoping that I could get into the other lane, but still, what were they slowing down for? It's more to do with the restrictions of size and what they can put on the motherboard. is sort of more to do with it. The power's not an issue because they still run all the same power specs. The CPU still needs the same amount of power to run. Same with the graphics card and all that. It's just that, yeah, it's the components they can use. It's like my motherboard. If I got the next model up, the more expensive motherboard than I have now, my video card, my CPU and my RAM would all run better, because it's just better components, so there's less bottlenecking. I still get bottlenecking, but like I said, the equivalent on the laptop, my PC will still run a lot better. Oh, that annoys me crashing there, and just as I said, because this whole trip compared to the first one, Mike, this has been quicker and less eventful. As soon as I open my mouth up. I would say unbelievable, but it's absolutely predictable. It's the honest truth. I should have known better. Yeah, and it's also expensive to do. Because most people have laptops have like Hewlett Packard or a Dell or something like that. I had an Asus one, but the thing about what they do is Asus and Dell is they'll sell you a laptop cheap, but they'll raise the prices for the parts on them, and then try and make sure that your only choice is to get them to fix it or upgrade it for you.
Get ready to
and that's where they really make their money.
turn left.
And it's the same with their PCs, because what they do, well, they used to, I mean, I don't catch up with it these days, but what they originally what they used to do is they used to go to a certain company and say, hey, look, if we just use you, can you make this component at a really good rate with these specs? So they would make like a motherboard. What they'll do is they'll put the specs on it, but they'll make sure that if you wanted to plug a card in, that the slot for that card, if you bought it off the shop and it wasn't from Hewlett Packard, wouldn't fit, that the slot would be slightly smaller. They were really good for that, so therefore you had to get them to provide the part, and like I said, they put a huge markup on it, and hence the reason why their PCs were cheap to buy than building one, but hugely expensive to upgrade or repair. That's why I've always been a fan of saving up and spending good money on good brands for a PC, so you know at least if you buy a good PC that'll last a while before it becomes out of date. And
turn right.
Reliable brands that won't break down, but also because there's so many different companies that make different components. Windows drivers, they can't provide drivers for all these components, but they do provide drivers for well-known brands, and proper drivers as well, because a lot of them have their standards and that, and they can afford it. And then there's other companies, because it's too expensive, they'll end up sort of doing a cheap version of a standard, which the driver won't work properly, and you always have problems. And that's probably where you hear about people having problems with games, and then some people who don't have that problem with the game at all. And it comes down to normally the components, you know, because you never actually hear anyone say, I've got a problem with this game, my computer's doing this, and every single person owns that game goes, yeah, I've got the same thing. I've never heard that happening. You always get some people go, yeah, then you have someone else go, no, I've got this happening, and someone else going, I've got no problem at all, and it all comes down to that. Right. Well, bang on 4 o'clock. Couldn't have timed it any more perfect if I tried. And I always do try. So, how much money did I lose? I should have more than 150 grand. I mean, I got enough to buy another truck, but the whole point was to buy a truck and a driver. But anyway, I'll sort that out when I come back. I'm going to go off and have make myself a coffee. And, yeah, get some fresh air. And then we'll come back and I think I'm going to have to do another job. I could have sworn that, yeah, but that 15 grand should have been enough to get another truck and a driver, but it's not doing it. But we'll sort that out when I come back. Yeah. I suppose so. Yeah, because the price is going back up again, eh? Because when they come out, the 3000 series was a lot cheaper than the 2080s when they came out, and even when they are now. But it's supply and demand, it's economics. If there's more demand than they're able to supply, price goes up. If there's more supply than they're able to demand, then the price goes down. So... yeah. Anyway, I'll do that. I'm going to go off and have my break, and I shall be back. I'll run an ad break while I'm gone, and I'll meet you back here when I get back here. I'll see you in a bit. Righty-ho. I'm going to see if I can buy a truck at the very least, and then we'll get another job, go for a drive. Actually, I might need to sleep. I probably will need to sleep anyway. Let's check that out first, because if I go to sleep, then I'll probably get some more money. I'm rolling. Got a rolling start. Let's have a look. It's blue enough. Time is, I don't even know what the time is, but I'm sure it's getting close to night time. Have we got anywhere else around here that needs to be? It needs to be unlocked, not really, just up the road there, but doesn't look like we have a Walmart here either, does it? I think they'll be in every single town. Well, that's going to be a truck sales place, I'm guessing. Yeah, I know. Well, you can at truck stops. But I don't understand why you can't just pull over. There's no point going up there, because it's definitely, if it's got a mechanics, it's definitely going to be a truck sales. And I don't really need to unlock those. It's just the only one in it. Yeah, recruitment agencies. So let's go for a sleep up here. Hopefully our workers will make us a bit of money so we can buy a truck and an extra worker.
Ready to roll.
We're already rolling. I pointed that out just before, didn't I? And then we're going to try and find a delivery back to a Walmart in Washington State.
Get ready to turn left.
Oh, it's 5. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a night thing, unless we don't find one, that is. I'll have to sleep again if I don't find anything. No, I have not. It's just become available to people over 30 this week.
Go straight. Stay left and then turn left. Turn left.
And to be honest, I'm not even sure if I want it. I haven't decided yet. I mean, I suppose I should. I mean, ultimately, the whole purpose, just like the flu vaccine, is not
It was a
only
nice ride.
sort of to try and stop you from getting it, it's mainly to stop the spread of it as well. That's why currently, I know here in New Zealand and in Australia, the governments have decided with employment contracts they can state you must have had the vaccine to be considered to be employed. There we go, we definitely got enough now. Let's go buy a truck. Let's go to that one. Right, so we want fleet. I'm still waiting to unlock all the paint jobs. It's really disappointing that the selection of paint jobs. Actually, that's what I was going to do. Check to see if I missed out on any DLCs for paint jobs, because there's a lot less options in ATS compared to ETS by a long shot. Anyway, so 149, purchase that. No, I do not want to drive it now. Thank you very much. I want it to go to me garage. Right, let's exit out and let's go get ourselves a driver to drive said truck that we've just said bought. As I've said, hire a driver. You got 2 and 1. You've got 2. You've got not much of a choice. So I need to really find more recruiting agencies. But we'll give Simone a go, because she's got that, and you get a lot more options for that. Yeah, no, I'll be free here too. Pretty sure it's free. It should be free. Most of our vaccines and stuff, hospital visits and all that is free. Yeah, no, the fleet's going to be the same truck. We've got to deal with international. Because like I said, it was chat that decided that it was going to be international, and the fleet's going to be international. I just got to upgrade my own one, which I can't do according to the rules that I've set until I buy my next garage. When I buy my next garage, then I can upgrade my truck again. and so on and so forth. But yeah, I do want to paint them a different colour though. Right, let's find a job. Which is probably a good idea because that's the whole point of this game, is to find a job and make some money, isn't it? That's no. Wrong direction. And that was our only choice. There's no other ones to a Walmart. There's no Walmart here either in this area. So it looks like I've got to take another sleep. Update the thing. The contracts. No, I'm sticking away from the older ones, which is a real shame because I prefer the old style trucks. In fact, my favourite is a Kenworth W900. But what I can't deal with is the fact, because you got the exhaust stacks right there, you renders these mirrors useless, and trying to reverse is a right pain in this game with them. Unless I go to the view that's... Which view is it? Is it that one? Unless I go to that view, which I'd rather not, because that sort of takes away from the realism of it. I like trying to stay realistic, so hence the reason why I ended up with a newer truck. For that reason, Mike. My other... my solo play... Well, it's not my solo, my private play, I've got a Kenworth W900. Have I got the lights on? Well, that's a waste of battery power, isn't it? Alright, let's have a look. Have we got more choices? Or better choices? Or at least one that goes to Washington. Again, no. Alright, another sleep then. And this is the last time we can sleep, I think, and if we have no luck, then I have to drive all the way back home without making any money. What have we got? Have we got a Walmart? No. And yeah, like I said, I don't think I can sleep again, can I? Right, okay, so I've got to use the new feature, which I love. Quick travel, because you get charged, as you would in real life. You can't get a job back. You got to drive back and not make any money, because that's going to cost you. And in this case, it's going to truck. It's not in a condition. Are you kidding me? Really? Didn't realise that was an option. What's wrong with my truck? Where's me diagnostics? What's wrong with the truck? What do you mean it's not in any condition? Having a laugh. Look at that. Because I can't. How are you, mate? How's things? Good to see you back. That is just ridiculous. That I can't do that. So I've got to repair my truck first before. That is just... Oh, well, we'll go here and unlock this truck deal then. That'll kill some time at least. 5%, it's a bit silly, isn't it? It's only a small percentage out of 100. Or am I expecting too much? Probably am, aren't I? No, it just makes no sense. Yeah, I could do. I thought I turned the engine on. Apparently not. Well, I can't disengage the parking brake. Nope, can't disengage it until the air pressure's built up. Never had that before, not from memory. Yeah, no, I probably could find, but because it's a competition between the two of them, it's what I've been doing with ATS, and if I don't do that, I've given ATS a sort of an advantage. Plus, I think it's a part of my rules. Pretty sure it is. I've got to relook at the rules. I suppose if you type in exclamation mark truck, you'll find out I'll be in the rules will come from there. Right, let's go. Which way that way, is it? Jeez, it's awfully dark. On my screen anyway. Have I got the high beams on? Yeah, I do too. How does one get out of here? The opposite way I came in, I imagine.
Recomputing.
Unless it's the rule that I couldn't fit in. Only allowed 500 characters or whatever it is. I suppose while I'm here I should fill up diesel. I'll do that actually. Makes sense, you're here, isn't it? Then I don't have to worry about it a bit later on. Yeah, I have a contract with Walmart here. So, I mean, I'm not that far. I've got one more slot to fill up with a truck and a driver, and then we can get myself a new garage, and now I can get another contract with another company. More options. You enjoying it? Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate.
Never mind. I'll find a new route. Turn left.
How you getting on? Which one's been is there any one of those two games that you're on with you doing it well ahead, or is it sort of equal, or?
Get ready to turn left.
Having the same troubles I am with ATS, continually getting fined for something ridiculous.
Turn left.
Oh, did you? Yeah, got fined for looking at someone the wrong way, like from their back seat, because that's where the front of my truck ended up.
Stay right, and then turn right.
Yeah, see, I'm getting the opposite I mean, ETS was well ahead at the beginning, but ATS has just pulled it back.